Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, taped on Twitch, brought to you on YouTube, Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and I am once again asking Tony Khan to put more women's matches on television.
Yes, as we are back to the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament. The tournament arc where the story arc of our podcast has been, man, this division's really good. If only they had more time.
If only they had more time. Which, I must say, perfect fucking timing, as we just watched on Rampage, airing at fucking 5:30 p.m. ultimate witchcraft moment of two women's matches on Rampage. Oh my god, and shocker of shockers, they were both fucking bangers.
Yeah. I have I'm preparing for what I'm going to say at the end of this arc to kind of talk about the AEW women's division right as of now. But yes, is 2021 in this arc, and we are continuing on with the semifinals. Last time we saw the quarterfinals, or the semifinals for each regional, if you want to think of it like that, where Thunder Rosa defeated Riho, Nyla Rose defeated Dr. Britt Baker, Ryo Mizunami defeated Aja Kong, and Yuka Sakazaki defeated Emi Sakura.
Yeah, some quality ass matches in there too. I mean, again, shocker of shockers, this division is good. I mean, what the fuck else do you want me to say?
Yeah, great. A lot of good stuff. We have very positive things to say about most of the matches of that episode. Really, Riho and Thunder Rosa was the only one that stood out to both of us as kind of being a little on the weaker side.
Yeah. But my girl, Ryo Mizunami, fucking going forward, and I love her so much.
Riho and Aja Kong kicked so much ass.
That was such a good match. Holy shit.
Fantastic match. And then Nyla and Dr. Britt was a lot of fun. Two heels going at it and healing on each other.
Yes. The I'm a fucking kill you monster versus the I'm a fucking Bugs Bunny you shitster.
Yep. And then Yuka and Emi, David is coming around to Yuka Sakazaki, folks.
I've never disliked her. It's just I'm getting used to her pacing. I think she's a good worker. I really do. It's just I'm not used to pacing like that. I'm coming around, okay?
Get your eyes already.
Wait a minute. This is Power Rangers. I'm not Alpha 5. What's going on?
Get me 5 Joshi wrestlers with attitude.
Unironically, yes. Please give me a Power Rangers.
I would watch the Power Rangers. I would watch the Tokyo Joshi Pro spinoff of Power Rangers.
I need a Power Rangers theme stable so bad now. Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to watch tonight? Is obviously the bracket final, the regional bracket finals, aka the overall tournament semifinals of Ryo Mizunami versus Yuka Sakazaki and Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose. However, that is only 2 matches, and we could finish the tournament tonight if I really wanted to. But we are doing some extra matches, and we're extending this arc of the show 1 additional episode.
Ooh.
So in addition to this is that when they started airing these episodes, these matches, obviously 1 match is not enough, not a full show make. So what they started doing is adding additional non-tournament matches to these episodes. And we are also going to watch those. The first one is that going back to the February 28th Bleacher Report show that was so shittily done, they ended up putting it on YouTube anyway. We have a 6-woman tag team match before the Japanese bracket final. It is. Remember how that Emi Sakura Hikaru Shida thing, and I was like, we'll wait to see where that goes, and you were like, that has a payoff. The payoff.
Oh shit, buddy.
As we get a 6-person tag team match, Emi Sakura, Maki Ito, and Vani versus Hikaru Shida, Mei Suruga, and Rin Katakura.
Oh shit.
So basically, all the women who were in the tournament but had lost, except for Aja Kong, are back in some tag team action.
That's so fucking dope.
Yep.
Okay, I love that.
Yep. And then obviously we have the women's final. And then on March 1st, 2021, they aired an episode of Dark that was the design for the U.S. women's final. And they also added 2 additional singles matches on that, where they added Maddie Rinkowski versus Leva Bates and a Miranda Alice versus Layla Hirsch. So for those matches, they decided to kind of keep to what Dark's theme is. For those of you who don't know, AEW Dark is AEW's YouTube shows where they basically air. At this point in time, it was dark. It was matches they just filmed with no dark matches that they filmed and put on YouTube while they were all at Daly's place every 2 weeks. And most of them, admittedly, were kind of squash matches. They're not high. They're usually, signed wrestlers versus unsigned wrestlers who they bring in to kind of just take L's so that the important signed wrestlers can get W's for the sake of AEW's ranking system.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not unwatchable shows. They're easily skippable, I admit, but they're not terrible shows to watch if you sit down and watch them. And at this point in time, they only had Dark. Nowadays, they have Dark and Dark Elevation. Dark Elevation is basically what they film every week when they tour. And AEW Dark is they have settled in the Universal Studios in the same place where TNA Impact used to film. They called it the Elite Zone, and now they film regularly at Universal Studios, and that is what compromises Dark.
That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I do quite like Dark. It's fun to have like essentially like AEW does weekly house shows.
Yeah, kinda. And then so, these 2 matches of this show, obviously these are 2 women. Maddie Rinkowski and Layla Hirsch were both in the tournament, but they are matches that are going to be a little more squashy. They're just kind of there to feature some talent we haven't got to see on the show before. Leva Bates, who was the librarian at this point, her and Peter Avalon had a whole bit where they were the librarians.
Yes.
They were funny, goddammit. I will hear no arguments.
You know what? I enjoy them on BT. I enjoy them on BTE. Mm-hmm. I quite enjoy seeing Leva Bates get all fucking hot and bothered on.
That's the storyline's great.
Yeah, man, I hope we see more of her. We saw her on TV super fucking briefly a few weeks ago, and I got really excited, and then she just got booted the fuck back off again.
She was gonna beat Jade Cargill, but Mark Sterling was like he sees what was gonna happen there, and subbed in Marina Shafir real quick because he knows that Jade fears Leva.
True. No, I mean Leva Bates, librarians, scary fucking people.
Yep. And then Miranda Elise is just one of the talents that they brought on the Dark just to take L's. So I don't know anything about her. That's going to be exciting. Yep. So, and then obviously we have the U.S. Women's Final. If you would like to watch along with us, you're in luck this week, as we have been talking about how they split up this tournament between Dynamite and YouTube shows, and Dynamite's hard to find. Well, every single match that we're doing this week are on the YouTube shows. It is episodes 3 and 4 of the AEW Women's Show 3 and Show 4 of the AEW Women's Tournament. If you look that up on YouTube, you can find both episodes that we're watching. This does not help our ongoing thread of how many of the matches of this tournament have taken place in front of paying customers. I believe we're still up to 1.
One singular match, and a second match where the Ass Boys tried and super failed to get a Thunderstruck chant going.
Yes, but for the sake of a retrospective podcast, it does make it very convenient that it's all on YouTube. So
indeed.
For this week, just hit up YouTube. It is the February 28th, 2021 episode and the March 1st, 2021 shows. of AEW Dark. So we will be back in the back half to talk about the Women's Eliminator Tournament semifinals.
See you then.
And we are back. We have just finished the semifinals of the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament and some of the extra matches on top of that.
Some good old bonus content arena. It was a fun time. I love look, as has been made apparent by quite a few of our more recent previous episodes, I love getting to break down the silly shit and just riff and make jokes and yada yada. But also, I hope it's apparent by now that even though I am but a noob who still has much to learn about the fine art of pro wrestling, I love having my sports entertainment heavy episodes where I just get to watch just wrestling after wrestling and really kind of take some time to marinate in learning and trying to understand a little more about what makes this shit good and like the little technical aspects. So I'm over here having a great time pretending as though wrestling's actually a real sport.
Sure, absolutely. Like what other truly great sport could you see poor Emi Sakura get flicked in the head twice?
2 times. That's the best part is you get the sport, but it's also it also just allows for just the most whimsical things sometimes, and it's treated just as much as part of the legitimate sport, quote unquote, as anything else, as any suplex or super kick or anything else.
Yeah.
Pure fucking mad. That's the ultimate magic of wrestling, folks, is the pure whimsy of it all.
Absolutely. So let's just kick it off with the 6th woman from the February 28th, 2021 YouTube show. We start off with the 6-woman tag team match. Emi Sakura, Maki Ito, and Vanny against Hikaru Shida, Rin Katakura, and Mei Suruga.
Oh my god, this match I kind of have the most to say about simply because there was so much going on. Like I wrote so many more notes for this match.
I have so many notes. It was my favorite match of the show.
Do we want to rank? Do we want to rank our matches again?
We can, but it feels weird when now we're just doing like other stuff. Like less than half what we watched is tournament matches, so it feels weird to rank them in my book anyway.
But fair enough. I don't know.
If you want to, we can do that.
I mean, we can be more informal about it. I would say this was my second favorite match of the. Mm-hmm. Well, wait, was it? Let me think. Let me look back on what we got here. Actually, no, it might be my favorite of the show. It's tough. It's tough for me to say because like this was kind of the one, like I said, that had the most going on, the most for me to take in. It was all like really fun and engaging. But it felt slightly like lessened for me in that it wasn't a tournament match.
Sure.
So like the stakes felt slightly lower, and like I don't know. So it's somewhere between
pure Joshi dicking around tag.
Yeah, and it was
it's amazing, but it is low stakes.
And a half. And everyone involved was on point. Like starting off the bat, Maki Ito shows up, and of course she is being her chaos gremlin self from the start. Like she shows up and she just kind of starts screaming into the camera for about 10 seconds straight. Like her eyes get really wide and her mouth opens real wide. And she just goes, ah, and you're just sitting there like, is she okay? Something happened?
Nope.
No.
And Taz sings along to her theme music.
Yeah, Taz jams out to Maki's fucking intro, and X is like, no, you gotta let her sing along.
Like, oh, okay.
As I remarked to Austin, Judas who? It's all about Maki. Maki's the one who gets to do the full power ballad here. Get out of here, Chris Judas.
I do love Taz singing themes. He's singing Maki Ito. You know, he always sings the Jungle Boy theme. He loves that. Yeah, on Dark, he's a maniac.
Oh my god, I need to watch way more.
He sings
Dark.
Ruby Soho's theme a lot too.
That's so. You know what? Taz is just like me, singing along to the music, even if no one else wants to hear it. I feel so seen. Anyway,
Yeah.
and Maki Ito continues to stare into the camera after she's done singing. I mean, she's great and whatever.
She does her bit. Then Vaney comes out. They
No,
mentioned on commentary.
it is Vaney next. Yeah.
Yeah, Vaney was next. They mentioned on commentary that she knocked out some of Emmy's teeth when she had the match with Emmy originally. So I wrote, Vaney is gonna kick your fucking teeth in, Daniel Bryan style.
Yeah,
style.
We got Maki Ito doing Chris Jericho's thing, and now we have Vaney doing Bryan Danielson's thing.
Yeah,
amazing.
And then Emmy comes out as she does. I believe Lulu Pencil came out was there too, but I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think he was there with Emmy this time.
I don't know. I did note it was funny because Emmy ducked under the middle rope to get into the ring, which I don't remember her doing it in previous matches. But I was sitting there watching, man, I wonder if I was biting my nails over whether her crown was going to fall off, and then her crown fell off, and I was like, no. But what really cracked me up was what. So the crown kind of falls off her. She quickly catches it. She's puts it back on you didn't see anything. And then Taz just immediately starts getting very he starts salivating over a crown. He's like, oh man, I want a crown like that. That's a nice crown. And I'm like, Taz about to go to fucking Japan and steal Emi Sakura's crown. Holy shit.
Yeah, he is. It's big storyline coming out of this episode. Actually,
rivalry established. Taz faces Emi Sakura for the crown.
Yep, for the literal crown.
Yeah, seriously.
Then comes the Big Apple girl, Mai Saruga.
Remind me again why she's Big Apple girl. Does she have ties to New York City?
No, she just likes big on apples.
Huh. All right.
Big on apple. What do you want me to say? I don't know.
May is kind of over here being a funny, basically face counterpart to Maki Ito.
She's still a little she's her own little chaos gremlin that cannot be trusted. I say.
I don't know. I thought she was fun. What really cracked me up, she's got this great kind of bouncy person. She's almost hopping to the ring. And she's got the big smile and she's cute little. But what really cracks me up is she hops in, she gets to the center of the ring and then just kind of stops and shoots a little grumpy side eye at the bad guys in the corner, and then just turns the smile back on and just hops into the corner. Hops into her own corner. Yeah. It was so cute.
Our title belts everywhere because Rin and Hikaru then come out, and May and Rin are both tag champions in May Saruga is a tag champion for Choco Pro. Rin Katakura is a tag champion for Wave, and then Hikaru Shida is the AEW Women's Champion.
I know.
So they all got belts.
Yeah, Rin shows up having the exact opposite energy as May. I guess she wasn't terribly happy being on a team with Mai Saruga. She's got pissed off big sister vibes almost. Mm-hmm. She shows up and she's head down, grumpy face, just kind of slowly approaches the ring and is frowning as she gets in and just does not seem happy to be in the same space as May.
Mommy Emi Sakura is making Rin Katakura play nice with Mai Saruga.
Yeah, this is our get along shirt.
Yep,
I can see it. Can they coexist? And then Sheeta enters, and honestly, her entrance gear here was dope. Why the fuck haven't we seen that in America? Because she has this super
that's
cool.
That's what she used to wear until she got a haircut and changed her makeup. That's what she always used to come out with that jacket.
But it's this long patchwork ass badass looking thing. Mm-hmm. I thought it was great. But yeah, I loved we get to see each team kind of in their corner, and I just loved the dynamic here because the Legion of Baddies, or as Austin referred to them, Team No Belt, they were looking like some Sinister Six ass supervillain hodgepodge. This looked like a formidable matchup of people. You got the loose cannon Maki Ito, the skilled assassin sadist of Benny, and the longtime evil leader veteran in Emi Sakura. And then you cut over to Team Belt, looking like the pro-tags of a YA action series during an episode where the heroes need to learn to put aside their egos and get the fuck along. Am I wrong? They all just kind of stood there, not looking terribly, kind of each off in their own little world.
Yeah.
And you can see on Sheeta's face, please, God, can we keep this together? Please, fucking God, let's keep this together.
I made note that during individual introductions by the ring announcer that Maki Ito was furiously clapping for her teammates in the corner while they were getting introduced.
It was so cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
We start the match. The baby faces try to go for some, respectful handshaking.
Yes.
And the heels are like, fuck that. Actually, we're not doing that at all.
Shocker. I have it noted rather early on that Excalibur and Taz were in fact not whispering to each other in Japanese.
Oh yeah, they make a remark about this.
The camera picks up some background noise.
Yeah, like the Japanese commentary.
Yeah,
and Taz
and X felt the need to point out the fact that they were not whispering in Japanese.
Well, Taz brings it up and makes the whole spiel about it, and then Excalibur decides to make fun of it, saying that we weren't whispering to each other in Japanese.
Oh my God, Taz continues to. Taz is on Vampiro levels of just saying weird, wild shit when he doesn't know what the hell else to say. we got some more great shit in that department. I continue to absolutely adore Maki Ito's presentation in ring.
Maki Ito, after they start with a big old schmozzy brawl 3v3, but once it settles down, it quickly becomes Maki Ito doing all of her bits on Shida.
Yes. Yeah, no, Maki Ito and Shida are the first in the ring, and they it was kind of cool to see someone like Maki Ito go up against someone as prestigious as Hikaru Shida when she's just clowning constantly on everybody she fights.
Yeah, poor Ito does not hit her falling headbutt the Kokeshi.
Her Luigi looking ass falling headbutt that makes me so happy. I legit have to wonder if she got that from Smash because it just looks
she stole that from another Japanese wrestler, Tanma. Can't think of his first name right now. He does that exact move. But she is a lot more comedic about it than he is.
Well, maybe
though he also does a bit where he never fucking hits on anybody. He always is, and then he go out.
What I mean, Maki Ito, the thing with her is she's so good with her face. I mean, she's good with everything physically. She's so good with her face. She's so expressive, and I love she kind of gets this blank, slight smile, slight manic face when she falls over. She looks like she turns into a video game NPC for a second of just down. It's she's so much fun to watch. But of course Shida gets her own shit too. What I kind of noticed is Maki Ito tries to get some hits in on Shida, and Shida no-sells them, and it looked like an insane flex. Seeing a normal-sized wrestler like Hikaru Shida no-sell on something, it makes you look insanely powerful. It was eye-opening to I love Shida. I haven't gotten to see nearly as much of her still as I would like, but goddamn, seeing her in that moment, I was like, fuck, this is a powerful worker.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
Yeah, and then Maki, the only Maki generally gets clowned on because that's Maki Ito, but
she's unhinged as shit though.
She does get several of her headbutts in, and that's kind of her way to get over on people. Shida included. She knocks Shida down with the big headbutt.
She actually lands the headbutt on her, which is great, and she does her spot of going and fucking hitting her head on the ring post.
Yeah, to hype herself up.
So she's so unhinged.
Maki Ito is insane.
Yeah, and then we get a swap out. Maki and Venny tag out, and And I think Shida then proceeds to tag in with Rin Katakora.
Yeah,
And
is Ren and Emmy get the next bit that I wrote down. I didn't write down all the different interaction groups, but
no,
Ren and Emmy came up close to that because I wrote "fuck your back, Ren," because Ren gets hit with a nasty backbreaker twice from Emmy.
yeah. What also cracked me up was there's a spot where Venny's kind of trying to do some like rope bouncing, and from the sidelines, Mei Saruga catches her legs and trips her, and then immediately proceeds to look very scandalized that Venny got tripped by her. She's like, "Oh no, who did that?"
Yeah, who we're all trying to find out who did it.
Yeah. We're all trying to find out who did this. Yeah, that was the Wienermobile energy was strong with her, I have to say.
Yeah, so I also wrote one point Rin hits Vaney with a drop kick and she rolls through it into the corner and lands upright. I was like, she's the coolest looking motherfucker here.
Vanny is phenomenal. And her ability to like be both really like lanky and acrobatic and also strong as fuck. She's a more like I don't know how to describe it other than smooth. She's like fluid. That's the word I'm looking for. She's like a more, to me, she's almost like a more fluid version of like Yuka Sakazaki, of like a really strong all-arounder. But whereas Yuka's presentation is a little more brutish, Venny's is a little more like fluid and limber. Also, look, okay, I know that we know now that the whole Venny being NB thing was just a translation error.
Sure.
But they did not know that at the time.
No, they didn't.
And
so,
Taz,
if anything, Taz was correctly using the correct
pronoun. Ultimate irony, Taz was just flatly by those standards misgendering her, but actually he was the one who was right about it all wrong, and I don't exactly know how to feel about that.
Team Taz, baby. Team Taz always knows what's up.
Yeah, he's a brilliant man. I mean, he's what can I say?
Yeah. A bit that I made sure to remind myself happened is that around this point of the match, it was the Dick on Ren segment of the portion of the program. They did this to Mei Saruga? I forget which one. I think it might have been May they did this on. Because Emmy kind of kicked both their asses at different early parts of this match. Yeah. I can't quite remember who hit who. But it's when Emmy starts singing as she's getting either Ren or May up in the surfboard. And then Maki Ito harmonizes with her from the
yes!
And then, to get even wilder, Maki Ito runs into the ring. She starts singing a high note, and she holds the note while Emi Sakura rolls around in the surfboard with a May or Rin the whole time. And then it all ends with Emmy holding her opponent up, like stomach up. So then, and then Maki Ito gets to do the diving headbutt on her while she's laying there.
Yeah, we got that great spot.
Absolutely iconic.
Also, something I noticed. Again, God, this was another great example of how commentary can really fill in some great little story beats for you. Of being sure to mention that Rin and May are they are students of Emmy, right? Yeah.
So is Shida. Yeah, Shida was also trained by Emmy Sakura.
Yeah. But Rin and May both were as well, right? Okay,
yes, all three of Team Belt were trained
because what's cool about this is like what I noticed, despite the fact that Rin and May clearly don't, the fact that at the very least Rin is not very pleased to be sharing a team with May. Rin and May seem to be birds of a feather work style. Like they move in very similar ways. They escape from holes in very similar ways. They attack in at least somewhat similar ways. Tell me if I'm off base here, but it looks like they're quite similar work-wise, which I think makes it extra funny that they just do not want to like be there.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Rin Katakura's work to really know.
That's fair.
But like they work together well, even if Rin doesn't bring nearly the same vibe.
Yeah, we didn't get nearly as much of that YA action series pro tag need to get along episode as I was hoping we would in the match, but
Yeah, well.
I guess for that shit we gotta go over to Dynamite proper for whatever shit's going on with the Undisputed Elite.
Yeah. But like the match is very much structured of like Rin and May are like the younger rookier women involved, and it's all built around like when Sheeta shows up, she's the best wrestler in the match.
Yeah, and I'll get into this more a little later, but when she and Emmy go at it, oh boy,
it's absolutely a big deal.
I can't remember if I've commented on this before. God, I love the Japanese work style. Like, it's all a little more smooth. Like, everyone feels a little bit more limber. And I think the effect that really makes me notice it is, like, how it makes the brute strength spots stand out more. Like, all of us, like, everyone moves so like, fluid and limber to an extent and can do all these kind of cool, like flexible acrobatic spots.
Yeah.
But some of them are just some of them are just hiding some brute strength underneath, and when they can like weave that in, especially like really smoothly weave that into the rest of their work, it creates some just I think hugely formidable workers. God, I love the Japanese style of work here. It's to die for. Also, Taz complimented like X's solo commentary at one point offhand, like when we did the first episode and X was just doing commentary all by himself. Taz complimented it. It was such wholesome content. I'm like,
oh. Another cool bit is Hikaru Shida ends up who is she? Now she threw Vaney into them because she gets Emmy down in the corner. And then Maki runs over to try to help, and she just grabs Maki and throws her into the rope, in like the middle rope. And then Vanny comes over to try to help, and Sheeta just picks up Vanny, who is way taller than Sheeta is, by the way.
Yes.
And just dumps Vanny into the corner so that she knocks into both Maki Ito and Emi Sakura.
Oh my god, it was
like I'm pretty sure Maki got kicked in the face.
She got fucking she got it was a great spot. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm just now remembering that when they're explaining Maki Ito's on commentary, Excalibur mentions that she was in a idol group and she was fired because she wasn't popular. I was like, well, I guess fair, I guess. Damn, all right.
I mean, just put her on blast. Why don't you?
He mentions that she's now popular in wrestling.
Yeah, we have it on good authority that no one fucking cares about you, and you're bad, and you should feel bad.
You should feel bad. You suck.
It's a very technical comment. Boo this person. I wish I could get a boo-ins joke out of this, but I can't think of it. Yeah. I can't think of a clever way to do it.
They're saying Boo Ito.
Yeah, sure.
But I am sad that it is sad that like Maki Ito's biggest call and response bit, they're in a warehouse with no fans, where she gets up on the top turn, where she does the punches from the top turnbuckle shtick that most wrestlers do. And she yells out, "Who's the cutest in the world?" And the correct answer is, of course, Ito-chan.
Yeah.
I said it because I know it.
Well, Excalibur says it. It's so funny hearing fucking Excalibur say Ito-chan. It makes him sound like such a goddamn weeb.
Yeah, no, who would want to do that?
I almost feel like he is. But then Taz like, yeah, I agree. I think she's just adorable. He's great. Also, Mei Suruga got a great spot of flipping Emi Sakura. And again, the brute strength. This woman, like, it just seems like normal size. How the fuck do you just flip Emi Sakura over like that? It was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I guess she's gone to her school. She's probably learned how to flip Emi Sakura of all people. But goddamn, it's just wild to see. She's bigger than you. She is distinctly bigger than you. How are you doing this? You fucking superhumans.
Impossible.
Also, this is kind of more random. I noticed in this match something that I haven't because a lot of Hikaru Shida's recent time on TV has been her feuding with Serena Deeb, and that's a nasty blood feud and yada yada yada. In this match, Shida's like smiling a whole lot, and it's
she's just having fun out there.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome to just watch her have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always have because of the Serena Deeb feud, I've pictured her as like this super serious business.
No, that's very someone who's watched
ass.
her whole time with AEW. No, that's not like this is. She doesn't have super blood feuds like this often.
No, but she's so much fun. It's just so sweet to watch her having fun. But then we get toward the end of the match, and yeah, it's time. Shida and Emi, the teacher and student relationship, beautifully brought out, beautifully brought to notice by commentary and exquisitely performed between the two of them. You feel that energy between
super dope sequence where Hikaru Shida hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Emi Sakura, which is where you basically like flip somebody midair and then land them back onto your knee. And then Emi's like, oh, fuck you. And she does the tilt-a-whirl to Hikaru Shida. And they're like head-to-head, like jaw-jacking. And then Vanny and I think May is who jumps in for this bit. They jump in to try to like attack the other team person that's in the ring. Yep. And then Shida and Emi do in stereo tilt-a-whirl backbreakers and then go back and stare it off.
It was so nuts. They're so fucking talented.
And May and Hikaru Shida get some good bits together. Commentary explicitly puts over that their relationship is kind of sisterly. And so they do the bit that I casually to mention at the beginning of this part of where Hikaru Shida gets Emi trapped in like a full Nelson type situation, and May Saruga like dramatically like puts her hand up and then just flicks Emi Sakura in the forehead, and then they switch positions so that Hikaru Shida can do the exact same thing.
And Emi like sells it. She gets big hurt from this flick to the forehead.
It's big. It's a big own. I will tell you that. It's a big own.
It's man, that's devastating. You're devastated right now.
You're devastated right now. And then they top it off where Hikaru Shida lets May Saruga climb up on top of her shoulders to then like moonsault onto Emi. That was dope as hell. But then Emi is able to get it turned around and eventually does a bit where she like maneuvers May into rolling up Hikaru Shida, and then she grabs both of them and just puts them both in a submission move where they're trapped in each other.
That was the craziest shit I think I've ever seen. Like double submission pretzel with two of her opponents at the same time, like locking them into each other. What the hell?
Yep. Eventually, the match kind of gets down to Shida and Vanny. I wrote big caps. Shida did the deal. She did hit the Falcon Arrow, and then Vanny kicks out, which is purely impossible because nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah, she was really confused about that one.
I should explain this bit here. Is it from PWG? I hate to explain the joke, but I reference it a lot. Is that in PWG, Excalibur did commentary, and Chuck Taylor, who is also on AEW TV, is part of the Best Friends. He does the Falcon Arrow, and he never pins anybody with the Falcon Arrow. But every time he hits the Falcon Arrow, Excalibur would go on commentary. He did the deal. Then they kick out. What? Nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
No.
So this is now the bit whenever anybody hits the Falcon Arrow. Whoever hits the Falcon Arrow, they did the deal, And then nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
Okay. Yeah, you reacted big to that. I was wondering what was up with that.
Yeah, no,
also,
big mean.
I gotta rewind it for 2 seconds because if we're talking about like crazy spots I don't think I've ever really seen before, there was one more that like I don't see a lot of this tactic in wrestling, and every time I do, it's super rare and it's like super awesome. Is there's a point where Mei Saruga's in the ring with Emmy, and she does like a fake out move on Emmy at one point.
Oh yeah, when she does her big like over the top feint moves where she like it's like a jumping jack mid-air. And then, but then doesn't hit them, and it's like, oh, what the?
Yeah, and it legit fakes Emmy out. And I don't know if I've
never
very
seen
seldom see.
I've only ever seen Mei Saruga do that.
I generally don't see people do that. Period.
Yeah, wrestling needs more feints.
No, it was. Well, the thing that it did for me is it made Saruga look really smart. It's great how like little unique spots like that can just do so much to put a wrestler over in your mind. But anyway,
Shida does not pin. After that, though, Shida does her running knee to Vaney. I forget what it's called specifically, and pins Vaney to win the match. It's not totally surprising. She is the AEW Women's Champion.
Yeah.
But she did get the dub, and after the match, Emi Sakura is a sore loser, and Taito attacks everybody, and they fight her off. And then Maki Ito comes to also do this, and obviously they fight Ito off. And then after Ito is laying on the outside after getting beaten up by the baby faces, and then Emi just starts stomping her out too.
Yeah, heel's gonna heel, sore loser gonna sore loser, waka waka. The team belt kind of fights back, but it's just messy ending for all. Oops.
Yep. And now extremely fun match.
That was it was that had some insane. It had the most exciting spots of the night. I will tell you that much. That was incredible. 3-on-3.
I wish that AEW put that kind of stuff on TV more often because they really don't.
They really don't. And shocker, every time they like let the women do cool shit, it's always like kind of fucking dope. Like one of the best AEW matches I've ever watched, and I'm still not over to this day, was that fucking like women's street fight. That was just so insanely bloody and off the chain that I will
now I gotta say which one, because they've had multiple.
The giant one at Daly's Place, with Bunny and Anna Jay.
Yeah, that one was sick.
That's one of the best AEW matches I've ever. Hey, again, Tony Khan. I am once again asked. Well, you know the drill.
Yeah, we know the deal.
Check your Twitter, dumbass.
So then we go to Yuka Sakazaki versus Ryu Mizunami. To advance to the finals of the Women's Eliminator Tournament. Get your eyes in the chat because Yuka is here.
Yuka is here. Austin's very happy, and then Ryu shows up, and I'm very happy, and I'm just here to fucking party.
And Yuka headbutts the camera at the end of her entrance. I mean, I don't see how she could possibly be a bad guy. Like, people keep telling me that she is a heel and a bully and mean in Tokyo Joshi Pro, and I just don't see it. I think that clearly, if anyone is being bullied by Yuka Sakazaki, they clearly deserve it. So he cannot possibly be the bad guy.
Oh no, we've come full circle. Austin's having the same thing as I had like at the very beginning of this podcast when I like discovered heels before I knew they were heels and just loved them, and then afterward I'm like, fuck it, I don't care anyway. That their enemies get what's coming to them.
Yeah, you're damn right. And to prove my point that Yuka Sakazaki, objectively not the bad guy here, is when Ryu and Yuka do the pre-match handshake, Ryu crushes Yuka's hand.
Yeah, damn. Ryu seems to have taken some notes from fighting Aja Kong last week.
It's power move. You got to do the power moves.
This is it's between the last match and this match for my favorite of the night.
I would also put this match at number 2.
Yeah, like this one didn't have like all the insane spots of the first one, but also had like the higher stakes. But what I really liked about this match was it seemed to me like it seems like Ryu Mizunami is getting like a really strong like character arc for this particular tournament, because we talked last time we were here about how her match against Aja Kong was sort of her learning to take it a little more seriously when she has to, and still still kind of keep her edge and not get complacent, and still have fun and party, but like mix in some seriousness with like the fun she's having. And this feels like an evolution of that. It feels like we're getting a whole new Ryu Mizunami here.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little more ruthless. She's less goofy in ring, and she is trying to make Yuka Sakazaki hurt.
Like, the only time she really goofs around is she does the machine gun chops, and then she like tries to dance on the last one, and Yuka ducks it.
Yeah,
she took the time to dance on it.
Yeah. So I'm loving this character we're getting, and what makes this match especially good. Again, David coming around and Yuka Sakazaki, yay. Is that Yuka is a fucking chameleon when it comes to her in-ring work. She can, no matter who you pair her up with, she can match the work and make it look effortless. So Ryu Mizunami is trying to make Yuka Sakazaki hurt, and Yuka is turning it around and showing and displaying just as much power toward Ryu as Ryu has, able to match her, in some cases outclass her, catch her on small things, and overpower her. And it creates the overall effect is, for this whole match, it creates this great nail biter that shows one person, Ryu Mizunami, who we've seen clawing her way to the top and learning so much just in this short span, and really kind of coming into her own for this set of matches. And Ryu Mizunami, or for Yuka Sakazaki, who just can effortlessly meet you at your level and give you a fucking run for your money. And I'll say what I said last time about her.
Mm-hmm.
That makes Yuka fucking terrifying. So it again, it almost creates this pseudo underdog in Ryu Mizunami, because even though there's a decent portion toward the beginning where like Ryu is dominant, when you see Yuka Sakazaki starting to catch up, you get really scared and things start to get really tense, because she doesn't play it up like this is a struggle for her. She plays it like she could easily, like if she's given just the right opportunity, she could easily overpower Ryu and get that get that pin, no problem. And it's terrifying.
It's like fascinating, because like Ryu is portrayed as stronger of the two, and is able to throw Yuka around at points, but Yuka is presented as strong enough to also be able to throw Ryu around, and also she's not just strong enough, she's also just way faster than Ryu. That's kind of the way they have Ryu kind of be the underdog spot, is that Yuka's just faster than Ryu, and is able to take these shots and kind of take out Ryu's knee in a much the same way that Ryu was able to be faster and take out Aja Kong's knee last time. And now,
yeah, it reads almost like a boss fight, where the boss can match you at your flat power level and also has the edge,
and it's
like,
also as fast.
Like,
so fuck
execute, you. Execute like faster like combos and sequences and shit. Like,
Ryu
guess I'll die.
Ryu Mizunami got to do the 10,000 butt taps method to get out of this.
True. I will say,
I think the Aja Kong match was the 10,000 butt taps match as a comparison.
Yeah. War of attrition, baby. Sometimes it's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Something I want to say real quick is just. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was like, before we move on to anything more important, this is around the mid part of the match, is that they're doing stuff on the outside, and Taz tries to start like doing counts in Japanese, to like show that he knows them. And the Excalibur's like they counted in English. Guys.
Tommy's actually counting in English, dude. Is exactly what he says.
Yeah, and Taz tries to talk about it. It's like he's going to Japan. They have the English count, and he was so surprised, but that's just the way they always do it over there. And I like to imagine that Taz spent a very long time learning how to count to 20 in Japan for this moment, so that he'd be aware of what the outside ring count is, and then he'd get there and he realized it was for nothing.
He got really excited, like it's the kid who is in class, or like, I don't know, you're doing a trivia thing or something, and you get really excited because like you've been preparing for this moment, you know the answer, ooh, and then you get picked up and you just fucking bomb it out. Is exactly like Taz got so excited, and then just X brought his whole world crashing down, just being like they count in English, dude. He's counting in English right now, dude. And Taz like, oh well, yeah, you know, when I was in Japan, I remember they counted in English, and I was surprised because I was like, why did they count in Japanese? And just somehow completely slipped his mind, despite the time he spent doing this for a while in Japan. God, man, X he's really trying here. The magical malapropisms of the Tasmaniac. Also, on that same vein, he says something too about not sure Ryu can match Yuka's energy, and like he probably meant speed. But like, if we're talking about energy, like, bruh, of all people, Ryu Mizunami, the party girl, can't match Yuka Sakazaki's energy. Are you sure about that, Tasmaniac?
Are you sure about that?
Positive. Also, Taz says it hurts like the Dickens.
Hurts like the Dickens. Classic phrasing here. Good job.
I love him.
Yeah,
and although he does make up for it in the. Sorry, I just have like 4 notes in a row about Taz's commentary. I'm just not realizing. But he does redeem himself in that, if we're talking about the things you get excited for because you know the thing you've been preparing for this moment. Oh man, Taz gets to bring out that suplex expertise because he goes into a rather detailed explanation of a what German wheelbarrow suplex that Ryumi Zanami pulls out in Yuka Sakazaki, and he's very like he's very specific because what it is like Ryu tries to hit some move on Yuka, and Yuka like counters it, or Yuka like doesn't let her do it. She kind of no-sells it, but Ryu has her like kind of hanging upside down, and Yuka's like, "Wee, this is fun." And Ryu kind of stops and like contemplates for a second, and then
he holds her for a long time.
She holds her, just kind of thinking like, what do I do? And then she just throws Yuka the fuck over her shoulder, and Taz goes from dicking around on commentary to be like, yes, you see, she just executed the German wheelbarrow suplex, and what's very important about that is that you have to have an opponent who's smaller than you. Now, I'm not a very tall guy. There's a lot of guys who are taller than me, so I wasn't able to execute that move much in my time. Like you just go straight into like perfect computer analysis mode of exactly what the fuck is going.
Machine is coming out right now.
It's like the two sides of he's just kind of like dicking around and having a good time, and then like he hears his like trigger phrase of suplex, and just like his ears perk up, and just his mind starts going into calculator mode. And he's all of a sudden the most brilliant technical commentator you have ever heard in your life.
Yep.
It's so good.
We coming on down to stretch of the match. Ryu Mizunami kicks out of the Magical Girl Splash.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, then it kind of all ends when Ryu spears the fuck out of Yuka. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was rough, buddy.
That was a stiff spear tackle. And then he hits Sakazaki with a big lariat. And then Ryu ends with a kind of Falcon's Arrow. I don't sort of like that. But she does get the pin and the win Ryu
Yeah.
Mizunami is going to the finals.
Yes, I'm so fucking happy that the one who's been my favorite from the start gets to go on to the finals. I did not expect that. I was half expecting Ryu to get dicked out by Kong last time, and I was real like toward the end I was biting my nails because, like I said, Yuka Sakazaki is fucking horrifying, and I like up until that very last second it looked like she was still in the game, and she could just, if she got just the right spot, she could tip Ryu over no problem and pin her and destroy her. Like Yuka Sakazaki's like Abna droid looking ass over here. You knock her around for a little bit, and then she picks up on what you're doing, and she's just like, actually, no, you. And so I was like nail biting up until the very end. So huge victory moment for me. I felt so happy. This was a fucking brilliant match, and what a hell of an outcome. Oh, I'm so fucking happy.
All right. To the American side, we go to the March 1st episode of AEW Dark.
Mm-hmm.
First, we open with Leva Bates versus Miss Reality, Maddie Rinkowski. I feel like
the librarian is here. Miss Reality versus Miss 398.2.
Miss Dewey Decimal System.
True. I'm very rusty on my Dewey. However, I remember like when I was in elementary school, in like library class, our librarian showed us this fucking like video talking about like where to find fiction in the Dewey Decimal System, and I remember so distinctly. It's look for 398.2. So hey. Miss Reality versus Miss Fiction. Let's fucking go.
Miss Reality. What does it mean? What does that mean? I don't know, but it's evocative. Gets the people going.
Reality. Hell yeah, I like reality. I love me some reality. Let's go, reality.
Yeah. So it opens with Taz trying to talk about Leva Bates. He's at the library with the books.
Yeah. What if they blast this song from the library, and then he kind of stops and he's like, in case you didn't hear him correctly, the library. In case you don't know, library is with the books.
Yeah.
Thank
he starts
you,
singing
Taz.
Leva Bates's theme.
Yeah, he sings. He sings along too.
Maddie does not get an entrance, which should have spelled doom for her.
Yeah,
traditional jobber entrance logic.
True. Maddie looked skeptical as fuck of Leva at first, and then just off the bat starts getting absolutely wrecked by Leva too.
Well, she opens it with taking Leva Bates came out with several books because she is a librarian. And she has the Young Bucks autobiography with her because this was right around when that book was getting released, and so they're hawking it a lot on air. The best, I will say right now, the best advertisement for the Young Bucks autobiography they ever did on air was when Kenny Omega did a vignette where he went to an elementary school to read the autobiography to children. And one of the kids asked why the two men on the cover were looking at each other's dicks.
No fucking way, dude.
Kenny Omega reading the children's vignette was absolutely incredible.
Wait, was that scripted or was that legit?
Yes, it's scripted.
Okay.
It was one of the Kenny Omegas as world champion bits they did during this time.
That is so funny. I kind of wish it weren't scripted because that's magic. Why are they looking?
Also, 100% true. If you look at the Young Bucks as soon as I say that, on the cover of the Young Bucks autobiography, they're looking at each other's dicks. You can't unsee it. Now that I say it.
Wait. Oh, they fucking are. It looks like they're having a dick check. No. That's so funny. That's no way, dude. That's hysterical. It looks like they pulled him out. Like they gotta compare. Like man, I think I got herpes. What does your look like?
Yeah.
Man, Leva Bates is really getting a kick out of looking at that cover. I think that got to get that horny librarian trope going.
I mean, if it like I'm just saying, if they weren't brothers, like it could be the cover of a book my mom would read.
Ah! Really? Look, I honestly could see that getting transplanted onto the cover of, oh fuck, what's the publishing house? What's the publishing house? I don't know. The one that publishes all the horny books. And
Right.
and be like, I don't know, Bucks in Love or something. I can even just see it called like Young Bucks, and like they're just staring down at each
Just
other's
unleave
face.
it. Just keep it as that.
Yeah, and things are gonna get real steamy, baby.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the match.
Back
Maddie
to the match.
throws the autobiography at Leva, and abuse of a book sends Leva into a rage.
Yeah. I don't know where Maddie gets off doing shit. I assume those books belong to the library. Bro, it's kind of a dick move right there.
Oh, we're not there yet to the real dick move of those books, but
oh, that's true. I also love that Leva fucking like throws a book at Maddie. And I have to say, throwing the book, while I do understand that you are a librarian, and books are your thing, I feel like if you're gonna do a spot of throwing the book, you should maybe consider instead marketing yourself, your gimmick under a legal profession. That's a whole like thing. Throw the book at her. I could, if you were the lawyer Leva Bates,
yeah,
eat that thing, and you could make a whole thing out of it. But you're missing the symbolism. Anyway,
I mean, technically, wouldn't that be a judge gimmick more than a lawyer gimmick?
I suppose. I guess the judge does do the ultimate. Now I need to see Leva Bates come out in like a judge robe and like the judge wig, except it's also dyed like stark blue.
I mean, Leva Bates is famously kind of a cosplay wrestler, so like she'd probably be down for it.
All right, here's what I need. I need Leva Bates coming out dressed as the fucking judge from that one Batman animated series episode, where Harvey Dent accidentally creates a third personality for himself who tries to murder all of the criminals in Gotham, including Harvey Dent.
That sounds about right for Harvey Dent. I'm going to kill myself and everybody else here.
Oh, have you never heard of that episode?
I don't remember it off the top.
Oh shit! I just spoiled a good episode for you. Anyway.
Oh shucks. I'm right in the middle of that rewatch of Batman the Animated Series, David.
Look, I recommend it. Good episode. Anyway, getting off track again. Welcome to this podcast, but
yeah. So Leva's in control for a lot of the match. Kind of gets to show off her offense.
Yeah. If we're talking about weird shit the announcers say, this one actually goes to Excalibur of Leva must be wearing bowling shoes because that hit was exactly on target. What?
Yeah, I didn't get that either at all.
I don't. What? Are you like sniffing whatever the hell Taz is on right now? Are you?
Yeah.
Do we need to have an intervention, buddy?
Yeah. So eventually, what Maddie Rinkowski does is she takes the book, actually it's the same Young Bucks book. And she starts ripping pages out of the book.
Yeah.
And what the shit? It really pisses off Leva. Leva grabs one of the other books she has and threatens to hit Maddie with it. And the ref is like, "No, Leva, we don't do that.
Don't use Brooks' weapons." And Maddie 2 seconds later, lol.
No, because the referee takes the book out of Leva's hands. And while he is going over to the other corner to put this book away, Maddie grabs a third book and it clocks Leva Bates in the head with the book.
Too many books. Too many books. Anyway, I gotta say,
Maddie gets the pin for the win off of.
Yeah, shockingly, I have to say, Leva Bates is one of those. God, I really do wish we could see more of her on TV. Leva's one of those wrestlers where like she doesn't seem like that much of a standout worker. But God, she's
not. But she's a great character.
Fun. Yeah, she's such a good character. Give me more. She's so much fun.
She is a very fun character, even if she's not the most smooth and technically proficient wrestler. She makes up for it with charisma. Sometimes that's all you need.
Oh, seriously. I like I could stand so much more of her. Why? I'm so sad she doesn't get to show up on TV anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
This was probably my least favorite match of the night.
Oh, no, I would put this fourth. The next one fifth.
It was fun. I quite enjoyed it, but like I was in the mindset of like I'm here for my like good work spots, and this was not the good work match. This
match and the next one were very much they literally took 10 minutes combined off of the YouTube episode. So.
Yeah, and I'm neither terribly impressed in ring by Maddie Rankowski nor Leva Bates, and it's just helped by Leva Bates like having fun spots and Maddie.
I am neither, but it is the book shenanigans is what put it on top of me.
That's fair. I will fully admit that it's my own bias to Layla Hirsch in the next match that puts this one lower. I didn't hate this match by any means. It's just it was just a goofy one.
Yeah. The next match is Miranda Alizé. I said that wrong in the front half.
Yes.
Against Layla Hirsch. And I will note that Alizé, despite having a mask, a like lucha-esque mask in her profile picture before the match, she doesn't get an entrance, so I don't really know when she took it off, but she doesn't wrestle in the mask.
Yeah, I was confused by that. I'm like, oh shit, Lady Luchador, and then that's not a Lady Luchador.
I have been deceived.
I feel like I was shown one person and given another. What is scandal of the century? What is happening? They swapped out wrestlers at the last second. Although wouldn't they just want to keep her under the mask anyway? I want to believe that she wasn't able to find her mask, and she's like, well, guess I'm unmasked now.
I'm really just the jobber. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, it's just fuck. I can always make a new mask.
Yeah. So Layla Hirsch and Miranda Alizé follow the 5-minute squash match on Dark formula.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alizé gets a lot of offenses, a little bit of offense in. They kind of take advantage of the fact that she is way bigger than Layla Hirsch is to kind of play into that. But then Layla Hirsch just like hits her moves and wins.
Yeah. I mean, I just fucking love Layla Hirsch. Layla Hirsch is a standout worker in a number of ways. I adore her. I think she's got so much fucking talent. I desperately need her to get over her injury so she can get back to getting pushed on TV. So anytime I see Layla Hirsch on TV or doing anything, I'm happy. A little bit of
sure.
there. I'll fully admit. So that's what puts it over. It's just Layla Hirsch doing good work. I could watch that.
I make a note that Layla Hirsch catches Alizé in her armbar, and Alizé starts tapping out before Layla Hirsch fully has the armbar even in.
I know. Look, Alizé's like, ah, shit.
This was the finish. I'm done.
Is it even worth it? She's like, I want to think in kayfabe that just at this point Layla Hirsch is so terrifying to her that she just like anticipates and she can like feel the phantom pain. She's like, no, I'm out. Oh God, oh mercy,
get me out of here. And then in our main event, Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose in the U.S. finals of the Women's Eliminator tournament.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Here we got the full crowd of AEW wrestlers, as opposed to the other two dark matches. There's like 5 people total watching those two matches, but they got the locker room emptied for this one.
The ass boys are actually getting other people.
Whoa!
Yeah, they actually kind of got other people in on it. It still sucks that it didn't translate over to the rest of the audience when they came back, but who cares? They got other people do it.
It was the dopest chant. I kind of we need to make a promise that the Detroit show we're doing.
Without question, we're gonna. I know how to. Train
It'll only be the 6 of us, but we're gonna get that fucking chant,
dude. Oh, you have not experienced the power of the boys when they combine their voices for chaotic purposes. Okay, and also not to brag, I am terribly talented at conditioning my boys, at training them. whenever Jurassic Express shows up, I got everybody doing the arm wavy boys. I got people singing along to Judas with me. I got at the very least Kyle singing along to Call the Personality with me. They are quite susceptible to my suggestions. So we will absolutely get them in on the Thunderstruck chant. But yeah, Nyla Rose versus Thunder Rosa. This feels familiar.
Yeah, I have not seen this at all recently.
Not at all. I have to say, it's
where
so
was the cake?
Where was
I'm gonna ask?
Where was? Do you think I'm stupid? Yes.
Yes.
So good. I love that.
That was fantastic. Anyway,
forever standing Bikugro.
The first thing I noted was that the Contron, that's what I'm calling the video board, because the Titantron is what they call it in WWE, because Titan Towers, and I don't have a better name for it. It's like a Kleenex situation, you know?
Yeah.
And where like the thing, like the specific name has become the generic name in most people's eyes. But, you know, I like to call it the Contron because for Tony Khan.
Contron.
Anyway, the Contron changed to Nyla Rose's entrance video before Thunder Rosa's song ended. And I was kind of wondering if Nyla was going to accidentally come out to Thunder's music.
Oh, that would have been ultimate power move in my approximation. I have to say, for us memeing about the fact that we've seen this match up recently, it is interesting to see it through the lens of like Thunder Rosa pre-major championship push.
Yeah, this is honestly even before the big match with Britt.
Yeah,
she had. This is very much still like she was kind of more like at this point she's still more known for being like an NWA wrestler and the NWA Women's Champion than she is as a figure on AEW TV.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I pointed this out a lot with her match against Riho last time, is I think what really sets it apart from where she is now is, like, where she is now in AEW, like, post-major, like, blood match with Britt, like, she looks... She's a little more manic and a little less refined, I think. She's brilliant in ring. Don't get me wrong, but there's like this angry, desperate energy constantly that nowadays seems like she like as a character choice keeps like a little more like under check to be a little bit more like calculating. But she still makes for a hugely formidable opponent. And dear God, like this match is her like trying to outfox Nyla a lot of the time, and she does, and she even manages to like physically overpower Nyla.
She plays big early on into Nyla. Yeah, she's able to slam Nyla, and which is always an impressive feat.
Multiple times she picks up Nyla Rose. How?
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, yes, Nyla can help somewhat in jumping, but that's still a lot of weight to have to like direct in a slam. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts. To watch her do that. And I mean, Nyla is just trying to, she's like fuck you, I'm not letting you do this to me. That just seems to be the MO the entire time.
Yeah, they do they do a very traditional story beats of attacking each other's limbs to weaken the opponent, where Nyla's knee is attacked and Thunder gets attacked in her lower back. And they play into that later in the match. Is Thunder Rosa multiple times sets up Nyla to slam her, but she can't. And then Nyla Rose is slower moving and even can barely get up to the top rope for her knee drop because that knee is injured.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Thunder Rosa doing a series of like flying kicks that look absolutely like dope as hell.
Oh yeah, it was drop kick city up in here.
Yeah, she like those looked like they fucking hurt. Like she put power into those. I don't know how the hell you do something like that. Also, I gotta say, one more Taz commentary note. You know, you can't. For as much as I like to talk about the AEW commentators, no matter their alignment, being a little more fair and balanced TM toward everybody in ring. Still the heel still can't help but root for heel kind. And Taz is kind of defending like some of Nyla's what X classifies as Nyla's like dirty tricks, and Taz says
back scratching the light.
Yeah. Taz of course has to defend her with, there's nothing wrong with using old school tactics like playing possum. Possum's been doing it forever.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
yeah.
Taz.
You're talking about playing possum. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like it's like Nyla's on the outside and is like trying to fake Thunder out on when she's gonna get back in the ring, and X is like, man, it's kind of a dirty trick right there, which I don't really think so, but okay. And Taz just has to remind us that, hey, nothing wrong with playing possums. The possum, it's all the rage.
Possum's been playing possum for forever. That's how they got to me.
It's not suplex related, so Taz doesn't have something terribly insightful or scientific to say about it.
Nature's heels, possums.
Nature's heel. Those fucking cowards having a built-in survival mechanism.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck those guys. Die like real possums.
Die like real animals, you cowards.
Rosa gets the Death Valley driver on Nyla, which is nuts. Nyla does kick out though, but Rosa just keeps getting near fall after near fall.
Yeah, it's a very good back and forth kind of hard-hitting affair between the two wrestlers.
It's cool to see. It's cool to see, like, kind of what I was talking about with Yuka Sakazaki earlier. Really cool to see Thunder Rosa, who again seems she's not one who you like associate as like a brute strength wrestler, at least not me off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. But like, goddamn, she picks up Nyla multiple times, and she seems really close to like overpowering her. But it's clearly wearing her. Is like the main.
It's not. It doesn't feel as effortless as Yuka Sakazaki makes it when she does these.
Yes,
but Thunder Rosa is still strong enough to like get her shots in on Nyla Rose, and she goes for the top rope drop kick one more time, but Nyla Rose is able to catch her midair for the Beast Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Nyla Rose is going to the finals to face Ryu Mizunami.
Yeah, which is Nyla versus Rio, two big girls squaring off. Although
two of David's favorites,
two of my faves.
I was very excited when I saw that you took a shine to Ryu Mizunami at the start of this. It was like, ooh, David's going to enjoy this tournament.
I did not. I was so not expecting the finals to be Ryu Mizunami versus Nyla Rose, but oh my lord, that is going to be dope as hell.
Yeah, so overall, I think a fun episode tonight.
Quite fun.
Like two really strong matches in the tournament semifinals, and then an absolutely phenomenal 6-woman tag team match.
Yeah,
and then the two dark AEW dark matches in Jacksonville. Okay.
Good. All right, Leva Bates was fun, and Layla Hirsch. I love me some Hirsch, baby. Yep. So I'll just take what I can get.
Yeah. Next time, we will be finishing off the tournament, as well as a few extra things. But that is for next time in AEW. On the next episode of the Noobs and Knockouts podcast, we will be returning to ECF&W. As
newly dubbed Extreme Championship Wrestling,
and I think
after they told the fucking conference to go fuck themselves.
They told the NWA to fuck off. They are Extreme Championship Wrestling now, but this is still a story about the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, and things have escalated quite a bit at this point, as now we will be seeing Tommy Dreamer versus the Sandman in an I Quit match. Where you cannot, in case you don't know, the match does not end until one person verbally says that they quit.
I don't think I've ever seen an I Quit match before.
I wasn't sure. I don't believe you had.
That's exciting stuff. All right. damn, after all this time, the noob's still breaking new ground, still learning
Yep.
new things.
Yep. But that is for next time. Until then, David, hit our plugs.
Yes, sir. My dear friends, thank you so much for once again joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are so delighted to have you here. Whether you are a brand new noob to this world of wrestling, or you're a longtime veteran, we just thank you for being here. For our we here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think that we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So no matter where you stand, we hope you've had a great time. If you're a returning listener, viewer, what have you, you know the drill. Thanks again for once again welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever it is to consume our content. You know how all this goes. It's just great to have you back. Keep on coming back. It's a good time. If you are brand new, if you have never consumed our content before, this is your first time with us, welcome. We are so delighted to have you here. And hey, if you're having a good old time and you wanna keep having a good old time with us, well, hey, we got a few ways of checking us out. If you're not sure, well, I have you covered. First of all, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns the nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Like, comment, add us to your playlist, check out our playlist. Austin has been kind enough to organize all of our arcs and companies and eras and shit that we follow into their own separate playlists. So if you want to check out a specific thing, you can do that without having to do a whole lot of jumping around. And hey, more recent episodes, you can see our lovely faces, our beautiful HUD, and all the little secret visual gags that we hide in for the people who take the time to look at our pretty faces. It's a good time. But of course, if you are a fan of the audio only experience, you can find us as well on 3 of the best places to find your podcast, and that would be Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Check them the hell out. Check us out on there. That grand old audio only experience. Rate us, review us, download us, whatever it is to let us know that you're listening. Let other people know that you're listening, and say, hey, these guys are pretty cool. Maybe you should check them out. Just saying. For our audio only friends, that is the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Never gonna let you forget that. Of course, outside of that, we have kind of our 3 main ways you can get in contact with us. The first, the big one, the Kahuna Burger, whatever, our Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at Noobs and Knoxpod. That's Noobs, the letter N, Knoxpod. Come check us out there. We love it over on the Twitter. We love to drop dank memes and engage with the broader wrestling fandom discourse, whatever the hell's going on there, yelling at people for ranting about casual fans or whatever the fuck else. We, of course, post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys know what the hell's going on. And of course, the highlight of our Twitter is weekly wrestling live tweeting. My friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Sure. Every week, 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS is AEW Dynamite Boom Boom, with me and David both watching that live on a pretty regular basis. So usually at least one of us is live tweeting Dynamite. In addition, you have the AEW, WWE, and Impact Wrestling pay-per-views. I like to keep up with those as best I can. So upcoming for that, AEW Double or Nothing on May 29th. That is rapidly approaching, and oh boy, what a card that is shaping up to be, and we're still a couple weeks out from it. Serena Deeb versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World Championship. And we also are set to have the tournament finals for the men and women's Owen Hart Cup so far, and with more matches in the coming weeks.
Hell.
Then for WWE, coming off of WrestleMania Backlash, is Hell in a Cell on June 5th. There's plenty that I could say about the fact that Hell in a Cell has become a watered down concept by making it an annual event that you're just kind of contractually obligated at this time of year to compete in a Hell in a Cell match, as opposed to it being a sign of a feud that has become so vicious that it can only be solved in a cage. Oh, well, that is on June 5th. Okay. Well, I don't know any matches for that show yet. It's a little too early. No. Then on June 19th for Impact Wrestling is Slammiversary. On the 20th anniversary of Impact Wrestling, they will be returning to the Asylum. The Asylum is the venue in Nashville, Tennessee, where they filmed the majority of their weekly pay-per-view events. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. That was TNA's original business model. Most of them took place in Nashville, Tennessee at the Asylum, and they are coming back for Slammiversary this year. And that is, again, June 19th.
Hell yeah. So be sure to check all that out. It's a great fucking time over on the Twitter. We love our live tweeting. Austin and I kind of tag team on taking the helm. Austin will take it a lot of times. I'll either pop in or just take over it myself. Sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I'll even live tweet Rampage once in a blue moon. It's no matter what it is, we're a great time just to spend our time, watching your wrestling with. We like to think so anyway. Austin's so insightful, and I'm so nerdy and dorky and whatever. Just be sure to check us out on the Twitter at Noobs and Knockouts Pod. It's a great time over there. Of course, if you want to get in super direct contact with us, there is also our email address. You can email us at noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word and this time, knockoutspod@gmail.com. Come say hi to us there. Tell us what you like about the show, what you don't like, things you want to see more of, less of, requests for eras, arcs, companies, specific wrestling adjacent media, whatever you want to see. We'd love to hear about that. Come yell at us for our hot takes or tell us how brilliant and smart and red pilled whatever we are. Tell us how
we are not red pilled. Let's quickly get that out of the way.
Red pilled in the good way. Red pilled in the non like cringy chud way. I promise. Either way,
we understand that the Matrix was about trans people.
True. Red pilled in the trans rights way. Anyway, I
should mark that. I should write that on the Twitter thing.
That's that would be great to put in our Twitter bio. We're like the Young Bucks. New Twitter bio just dropped. So yeah, generally come say hi and we just love talking to people. So come say hi on the email. We'd love to come say hi back at noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. And finally, of course, there is our Patreon. We are also the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode.
See y'all.